This video looks at integration options or external options. There are what we call three main types of integration: horizontal integration, vertical integration, and conglomerate integration. Horizontal occurs when one firm joins another firm at the same stage of the production process. So in effect, this is more your traditional when you take over your competitors. People who do pretty much the same thing that you do, that's horizontal integration. Vertical is at a different stage of the production process, so this might be buying out your suppliers or your distributors. So that's the vertical thing, supply chain. Then conglomerate is just where you join another firm just because it's relevant. Okay, so it's a different production process, but you can see some commonalities there. So once again, that's what I'm going to use to represent horizontal integration. So horizontal integration, as we said, it looks at people on the same level of the production process as you. There you can now see the vertical integration, which is the supply chain. And I'm just going to put a circle next to it, and that's my conglomerate. Okay, let's have a look at this for Pepsi. Okay, now these ones I'm going to show you are actually correct. So Pepsi in 2016, I think 2015, took over Bar. Reason Pepsi took over Bar is Bar make a drink called Iron Brew. Iron Brew is the #1 soft drink in Scotland. And obviously Coca-Cola being the #1 soft drink in England, at least this way, Pepsi taking over Bar, it helped give them a greater market share against Coca-Cola. They've also taken over Rubicon, which is once again very similar in the soft drinks industry, but not an exact replica of Pepsi. So Iron Brew is a very, Bar's a very kind of fizzy drinks, etc. Rubicon's slightly different, a bit more fruity, etc. But they're still in the same level of production that Pepsi are at. For those that know, that's the cocoa nut used to make Coca-Cola. So Pepsi used the cola nuts there, and they might own their suppliers. So the companies that actually grow the nuts are owned by Pepsi to go into their products. And what Pepsi also did a few years ago, because it realized it was losing the market to Coca-Cola, was they bought some of their distributors. So Pepsi, or the company that owns Pepsi, actually owns KFC as well, because KFC distributes the Pepsi product. So it makes sense you've got to maintain a route to market, because if Coca-Cola wipe out all the fast food places, if Coca-Cola occupy all the fast food, that'll really staunch Pepsi's ability to distribute their product. So that's their horizontal and vertical. And then, as we also know, a conglomerate, Pepsi, the company that owns Pepsi, also owns Walker's Crisps. So again, nothing really to do with the soft drinks industry, but it is still, as we can see, a very key targeted group. So the people that drink soft drinks are likely to have crisps as well. So that's how it works for Pepsi. And as I say, those are actually correct, that Pepsi own Bar, own Rubicon, own Walker's, own KFC. Let's have a look at a more hypothetical one just to help the point. So look at Volkswagen. So Volkswagen, and we'll look here at their group. So Volkswagen owns Skoda and Audi, and I've put it in that particular reason because as you look there left to right, you might look at, I hate the word, but this is where people say talk about quality. So Skoda is a lower quality car, Volkswagen slightly better quality, and an Audi slightly better quality, but they're all actually owned by Volkswagen. So they're all part of the Volkswagen group, so they're all at the same stage of the supply chain, so they make the vehicles and they sell them. Now, Volkswagen, as far as I know, don't own this company, but Volkswagen might then buy out the tyre company so that all these tyres they can get onto their cars a lot cheaper. So it might be prudent for Volkswagen to vertically integrate with Michelin to make sure that all their tyres go on their cars, and it helps them with production and maintaining costs. Also, to maintain a route to market, it might be prudent for Volkswagen to buy out some car dealerships such as JCT 600 there. As I say, Volkswagen don't own Michelin or JCT 600, just putting it out there. I'm just letting you know, though, that that's what they might do to help maintain integration and maintain supply routes. And also with Volkswagen, if we look at some conglomerates, they might, and they do, we know that they own Ducati. Same again, different product, Ducati more motorbikes, Volkswagen more cars, but it's still the same engines, automotive industry, same target market, same target demographics and abilities, etc. So this is why Volkswagen own that conglomerate, because they can still see some benefit to their business. Okay. There are different ways to integrate. So we have a merger, where they there's a mutual coming together of two businesses. So this, such as I can't remember. There's another video actually that explains in the key terms that explains a few mergers and puts it in there. But the key thing about merger is it's mutually beneficial. Both companies agree to it, and it's a merger, so it's everything split 50-50. A takeover or an acquisition, this is more likely what we see, where one business actually buys and gains control over the other. So that happens a lot, such as the Glaziers buying Manchester United, Kraft buying Cadbury, etc. Okay, so there's loads of where one's just actually taken over the other one. That's more likely what happens. Mergers are actually, I think, quite rare. They say the mergers, but I think that's just to protect the brand image and the customer service and the brand loyalty. And then finally, we also have franchise, where you can franchise out the right to sell your products through another company. And this might be what Coca-Cola do with McDonald's, so they allow McDonald's to sell their products, and they become a franchisee of Coca-Cola to sell the products, etc. Okay, so remember, when we're looking at integration, we've got three ways to integrate: vertically, which is along the supply chain; horizontally, which is more traditionally your competitors; and conglomerate, which is just anyone else you think will add benefit to your business. And then the ways to integrate: we can merge, acquire, or franchise with these companies.